Town's #1 rock station, Z159 FM.
Right.
Your only home for the Hot Tub and Mini Fridge Morning Show and Dump 'em Out Fridays.
Ooh, yeah, a hot tub and mini fridge. Keep me cold and hot.
Z159 FM.
Hey, we're here. Let me turn that down. Hey, we were doing our warm-up without you guys, so sorry.
You missed some good stuff.
So you did. You missed. I mean, Colette was bearing her soul in here. She told us some really, really intense, pretty intense situation she's been in that you probably would have loved hearing that you'll never hear.
We should do a show on 90s sexual harassment.
Yes,
and just bring in people that were working
And
in the
then just
90s
like a
and what they had to
voice
take. What they had to take.
I was working at Foot Locker at one time, and I was standing on a ladder when my manager came in.
I mean, it is true that like you use. I mean, I got sexually harassed by like friends' fathers, and this was perfectly acceptable back in the day. If you're a Gen X woman, things were really different back then.
Yeah.
We've come a long way.
You look great. I was gonna say we look great, and I'll just stick with you look great. All right,
And then
we're good.
And then people nowadays, they hear these stories like, "Why didn't you tell anybody?" And then you say, "It wouldn't have mattered to me because if I
Everybody
did
was sort of on the same page.
It was normalized.
Yeah,
it was
it was
normalized.
if I did tell someone, they were like, "Yep, that seems about right." Like, you know,
Exactly.
it wasn't. No one was appalled by it back then. And you felt as a
Exactly.
woman that you were like you had to take it if you
That's
wanted. to.
exactly how I felt. It was
Yeah.
like, this is the way things go, and like, don't complain about it. And I will say, compared to some people, no one ever like touched me or assaulted me. I'm very lucky in that sense. So I don't want to minimize how bad that can be. But just the experience of like comments that make you uncomfortable that used to be just like life for a woman.
Yeah, no,
You know?
no.
You
And
know
now,
what? You're pretty smart for a woman. I gotta hand it to you.
Wait,
That was one, right? Isn't that one? I heard that. I worked for a guy that said that one time on the air. He
Are you
said
serious?
It was something to the effect of Kathy Taylor's up next with news. Very intelligent for a black woman.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Are you serious?
100%. Yeah.
Okay, that is messed up.
That was
and how
middle.
Could,
That was 98.
okay, so that was
98?
not maybe called out back then, but how an individual cannot understand how insulting that is to somebody is kind of mind-boggling.
Yeah, Christine got "You're pretty" for a Puerto Rican. Yeah, that was like a thing.
Oh my God.
We know where to start here. We know where we're going, right? We're good?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to
We're
start?
going straight Puerto Rican.
Yeah. Let's go right
Yeah.
into
Oh
it.
my God, I'm already angry.
We're
Yeah.
starting with what's wrong with Puerto Rican. Okay, Tom,
All right.
you start.
Yeah.
Here we go, like we always do. It is Love Thy Neighbor, and this is number 12, I think.
All right.
Here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome to Love Thy Neighbor, a relationship show. On the couch with us, Colette Fair's here. How you doing, Colette?
I am great. I'm excited to be here.
And Daniel Dennis is here.
Always glad to be here, learning and trying to get a little bit better.
I'm Tom Van. We appreciate you guys liking and subscribing to the show.
Please.
Crystal's cousin actually reached out to me and started listening to the show and was laughing about it. Like, this is a great show. And it was like, I've been doing shows for a while.
Yeah,
Interesting.
This one seems to be resonating with people. It's like
It's the only one.
We pulled out like
Doing this for 20 years.
25% of our racism, 25% of our misogyny,
And they liked it.
Yeah, we pulled out 25% of just D and fart jokes, and
giving them actual information.
Give them some information with just a peppering of humor, and they're like, "This is better, guys."
Anyway, all right, let's get right into it. It's the holiday season. There's a lot.
the holiday season.
A lot of people love the holidays. A lot of people are stressed out by the holidays.
I think it's a polarizing. I don't think there's gray area here. I think you either love or hate the holidays.
And
Like every year in general.
well, I
you
just
love or
don't.
hate
I've
it?
never heard somebody come up to me and just like Christmas, New Year's, take it or leave it. You know, it's
Yeah.
usually I despise it because it brings on anxiety,
Yep.
stress, family interactions that
Yep.
maybe I'm not prepared for and I don't have the coping skills for. But then on the other side of things, you have like people like my wife and daughter who are like, we love every minute of it. We get to see friends and family. This is amazing. Let's go.
Yeah.
When you start preparing for it back at Halloween, you're feeling pretty good. When you're like me, haven't even started shopping
No,
yet.
there's some
I'm
truth
like,
to
oh
that.
God, it's around the corner. And then I'm like, what did I have to get?
And I don't even think you meant that as a diss. I think you mean it real. It's like when like Andrea's so organized with our stuff that like we can truly and I gotta thank my wife. Because she's so organized in certain areas, we are gifted the ability to enjoy it because of that work.
You put up your tree
thank you.
2 months ago. I put mine up last week.
Well, there's no rush. It's no rush. It's like you put up the tree and then we decorate it when we can get to it. Like she's smart. She knows we don't have time. So she tries to fit it in a really smart way.
Yeah.
So Colette, I know that on your social media you put out a post about low effort ways to spend time together this holiday season, because that is another stressor with relationships, because you're trying to do so much and your own relationship ends up suffering. So and like with the shopping, with the preparing and everything, you really get to spend time with your loved one or any quality time, because all you're doing is for other people, right?
Yeah, exactly. And actually, I contributed to an article in Real Simple magazine about this.
Hey, I plugged that yesterday, and I got it right. I was like, I'm pretty sure she contributed to an article in a magazine that
Yes.
Are you going to be in my house soon?
It's one. I will be in your house. There? It's one of the few magazines I read.
Real Simple's a great magazine.
Yeah.
And there's no gender specific to it, although I will say it leans a little more like for ladies.
Yeah, but you would like it. I don't know that you would like it.
Well, it's got reading in it, which is not real simple.
But it also has pictures. Lots of pictures.
Yeah,
I like that.
For Tom, it should be called Real Difficult.
I said real simple. I'm like, oh, that's for me. And then I'm like, oh, a lot of words, big words. So let's talk about some easy ways we can spend time together. Like, what's the first one? Or just a easy way?
So I think this is like so many things in life. It's simpler than we think. It's a matter of refocusing on what's important. We get so pulled into everything having to be perfect, making elaborate decorations and complicated gifts, and what gets lost is relationships. So it's not just romantic, it's family time. So one of the best ways, really truly, is to plan an evening in at home with your family and go old school, get off your phones, play a game, do a puzzle. I mean, it can be a board game. It can be charades, all the kind of things we did as kids before we were all on video games. You will be amazed how those activities, and some people are already doing this, but really making that the event, instead of going out, inviting a million people over, spend time with each other and laugh and interact and be present. This is my favorite way of all of them.
So here's the problem with that, Colette, is that when I'm scrolling through TikTok, it's so good that when I go transfer over to Monopoly with the family, I'm like, oh, God, this is boring.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, you're not even really completely kidding, are you?
And we address this all the time.
Well, that's the truth.
Like, you're talking to two guys, and I may get this term wrong, but our hedonic threshold for what we, like, our chemicals are so whacked out that you give us regular good old human interaction, and we're like, nah, dog.
Okay,
I need
not just
digital or alcohol, stat. I need screens and beer now.
So you will recalibrate, and you'll be amazed if you actually do it. Once you're in, you will enjoy the activity. I mean, women are just as hooked on this digital stuff as you guys.
Well,
are.
I read
and you feel better after, and that's really it's like exercising. It's like it sucks doing it, and then but after you look at after you're like, oh, I'm glad I did that instead of just scroll. So like spending time with your family.
Do you realize we're saying it sucks to sit down and interact with your
family? I got nothing to say, Colette.
He does this a lot too. Like he said, and lately he's been saying, like, I've been telling my sons that they have to go. Like, if you go to work, you gotta despise it. So when you come home, there's some contrast, and I'm like, I don't know if that's the way it has to be. But
I'm just joking around, and because like a lot of people don't do it because at the time, like, it takes effort, right?
Yeah.
And this is like, it takes effort to bring down a board game or to go to the park, and
but this is very low effort.
No, it is.
To pull out the board game, and this is why even in the article I talked about like old games that are really easy, like the game Sorry. I don't know if you guys know that. There's like very little strategy to it.
Sorry, I've never heard of that.
It's so fun. You know, it's just a way to get you don't have to then rely on conversation. You know, you're actually in an activity together that's really fun. Or that game Headbands where you put the little little thing on your head, and then everybody has to ask yes and no questions. These are very
Tom
simple
doesn't
ways.
put any implement on his head during a game. The game must be words only or cards.
There's a
has to be a
digital
strategy.
version.
Yeah, there has to be strategy, cards, or
If it's
money involved. But if you
random
have
chance, I'm
if
out.
it's like put a loop on your head and try to throw a ring on it, he's like, "What is it? We babies?" I'm
Okay,
not
it's
doing
close.
it.
It's close. But then another thing is that I think people don't realize is adult parallel play. So it could be adult or family parallel play.
That
So
sounds
this-
like swinging adult
so
parallel play.
Okay,
Right?
it is not
Doesn't it?
sexual.
That's why I wish you therapists would tighten up your lingo a little bit. Sometimes you say things like adult parallel play, and I'm like, now we're talking.
I like using
Right?
it that way. Okay, so this is not two people on a sex swing. This
Okay,
is
there you
about
go.
actually using something that's typically talked about in psychology to refer to toddlers. When kids will play side by side and they're both immersed in an activity. So families or romantic relationships or friendships can go engage in an activity, an easy, simple activity, and get immersed in the activity where you don't have to talk a lot, but you're also not on a phone. And you're having a lot of fun. You're still bonding because you're in an experience together, but you're kind of in it on your own, right? So let's say you went, and this is maybe not as interesting to guys, but you did like a pottery class and you're side by side making pottery. You're not talking. You go rock climbing. You're both rock climbing, but you're not like necessarily eyeball to eyeball asking
Right,
questions.
right.
And it can even be something simple like go on a walk, go somewhere and go for a hike. I mean, we live in Florida. It's not even cold out.
Yeah, it's a great place to walk around.
Yeah.
True.
So yesterday, Colette, this is an example of something that my wife Crystal said, "Hey, me and the kids are going to the park." I'm like, "Great, I'll meet you at the park." And
I love this.
it was after work, after I worked out. I went to the park and we kicked around a ball. We end up. It was pretty sad. We started
Kicked
playing
around a ball.
We started playing
the
basketball.
hell are you? Leave it to Beaver. Kicked around a ball.
I actually am loving this.
and it was right before dark.
Kicked a ball.
Dan's mocking.
I'm blown away that this man
Now-
kicked a ball.
Who doesn't want to play Monopoly?
I
Yeah,
know.
what did you like? What was good about this?
Well, he's about to say it was sad, but he
No.
You're right. You're
There
right.
was one part of it right before the end of the night that I started telling Crystal I was trying to throw a football into the opposite basketball goal on the court, and then I was like,
dude, perfect.
I was like, if I make this, you'll do anything. And she said yes. I kept missing it, and then I threw it from the dirt on the other side,
There you go.
and I nailed
Uncle
it.
Rico.
But I didn't throw up the "Will you do anything?"
Yeah.
And then she
So
argued.
you're not gonna get any favors.
No parallel play.
I was
yeah.
very upset that I didn't say it before. Anyway,
You're so stupid.
point being, it was a very simple thing. Meet me at the park, and we had
Yes.
fun as a family. And then I had fun with my wife. And it was only like half an hour, and we got home, and I was like, I'm glad we did that. I could have just gone home, and then guess what? When I get home, we're busy.
I know what you do.
We're
when
gonna
you
start.
get home.
Yep.
You load up that VPN and head for the bathroom.
We're gonna start dinner. Where there's always cleaning. There's always stuff
Yeah.
to do. We gotta prepare. We wouldn't have done it.
Exactly.
And we just forced ourselves to meet at the park. And today I said we're meeting at the park again, and just to force us, because if we go home, then there's too many things to do.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like forcing this little interaction
Yeah.
time,
Forcing ourselves to pause.
And it was
It's a
valuable.
pause. It's just a pause.
It's a pause.
It was valuable to
and
me.
it's presence. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. You know, you can get creative with these things where you don't spend a lot of money, but it's really about time together, like going to a farmer's market or like a food hall and have everybody in the family go find an interesting food and then go have a picnic or sit outside at a picnic table. You know, there's so many fun ways that you can get present that you will enjoy. The problem is we're all in this grind of shoulds, and shoulds are always lies, right? That we should do all of these things that look perfect for the holidays, that are high effort, that are performative, that are about expensive, decorating, gifts, planning, outfits. Nobody is going to remember these things on their deathbed. What they're going to remember is the time at the park with their family when they kicked around their ball and tried to get their wife to do sexual favors. That's what you're going to remember.
That was such an amazing shot, Colette. You understand? I was throwing a football into a
You
basketball
definitely
goal.
deserve it. Definitely.
But here's
That's what I
but
said,
here would be
even
my
if
prediction.
I didn't call it.
Here would be my prediction, and I understand that, and I'm not taking anything away from the amazing shot. I need to see you do it under pressure. I need to see you do it.
I know. Well, that's
I need
the problem.
to see you
It was
do
the
it
one
with
in a
the
million.
BJ insight. You know what I mean? That's what I need.
Yeah. I'll throw out one that we do every year too. Is like we always take the kids around looking at Christmas lights, but part of it is I put up the seats in the truck and I let them go without seatbelts, and then we put snacks and candies, and then I drive around with them no seatbelts. And I stand.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes
Tom's about to get arrested.
We're around the neighborhood. We're not going on 436. It's all neighborhood driving.
90% of accidents happen within 1/10 of a mile of the home,
this
but
is where he
that's
starts
okay.
to get a little off the rails.
I'm like, oh my God.
They look forward to
He's
it.
present.
It
but
could
drunk.
be fun with seatbelts. Yeah, and sober.
Hammered drunk. It's
He's
just
recklessly present.
I'm Florida drunk. That's 3.5 beers.
Florida drunk is just at work.
That's not even, and you're allowed to drive around the neighborhood. It's like a farm. You know what I'm saying? Okay, anyway, all right.
I do like the new. You know what I'm saying?
But I love the activity of taking the kids around to see the lights. I think that's a really great example. Like when I grew up in New York, we used to go see all the shop windows in the city.
Because they go all out.
They go all out. But now New York is so invaded. Like my kids and I were there last year. You couldn't even walk. You can't even walk down the street anymore. But back in the 70s and 80s, you could go and really just walk around with your family and see this stuff. So I even think like locally, we have Lou Gardens. They have that holiday light thing.
Beautiful. Yeah.
You know,
dazzling nights.
Yeah.
Dazzling lights.
And I'm sure wherever people live, there are some of those things that are just inexpensive and just let you be with your family. If we could focus more on that and less on all the performative aspects of the holidays and all the pressure to make it so perfect, that would, I think, be so much more fulfilling.
Well, I'll add one then. Here's one that I do because you put so much, and it ties into the quintessential, and I think you talked about this on your podcast. Plug that real quick in case people want to like and subscribe.
Yes, thank you. Insights from the Couch, real talk for women at midlife. We cover everything, and we did talk about holiday
And it may have been your partner talking about like doing the big meal or doing it, but it was because it was something she wanted to do,
exactly,
right? And that's fair. But
if it's important to you,
a lot of times around the holidays, people don't want to do that, but they feel obligated to do it. And we were all kind of hemming and hawing about where we're going to order Christmas food or what are we going to do, and it was just becoming like sort of a mess. So I just looked at Maisie and I'm like, "What do you want for Christmas dinner?" And she goes, "I want to make a burrito bar. We'll just make stuff and we'll just all roll our own burritos." And I'm like,
I love that.
Well, that's a lot easier than anything else Mommy and Daddy were coming up with. So guess what? We are doing a Christmas burrito bar because it's what you want.
Yeah.
Everybody agreed on it, and it's so easy.
Yeah, and it's also what she
ask the question.
People.
Yeah, communicate.
Right.
It comes back to what you always say in your sessions. Just communicate. Tom and I have never asked, in 20 years of doing this, we've never asked any of our guests when they walk in the door what they want to talk about. We've never asked that.
No.
We started doing it this year. We did.
Christmas.
It's just not something, because from our perspective, it is a burden to you to ask you. We are the host. We run this stupid thing that we created, our prison. We created this prison. You're coming in. It is not fair to you. We're going to do the talking. We're going to do it because you sit here, you enjoy the ride and have a good time. Wait a minute. You're looking at this wrong, Tom and Dan. You could just ask. It's not a hard thing to just say like, "Hey, you got anything on your mind you want to talk about?"
Right.
Just communicate.
No, you're so right. I'm even thinking about the other show, Insights from the Couch. Like, we'll send out a thing saying, are there certain questions you want to be asked? But even the day of saying like, "Hey, what's on your mind?" Like, we feel like we have to plan the show. You're right.
What's
you
hot?
Forget to ask.
What's hot in your world right now? Because it may be right in front of us and we could just start talking about it. And it would be more what's everybody craving right now? Real, authentic, human. It's real.
And this is applying this to your family, your partner, your friends. Like, what would be fun to do for the holidays?
And it was just a give up.
Yeah.
It was a give up. I just looked at Maisie. I'm like, "Well, what do you want?" She's like, "Burrito bar." I'm like, "Done. That's the easiest thing you've ever said."
I prefer an American Christmas. I don't know. That's up to you.
Just so you know,
I get turkey, potatoes,
would you be
apple pie.
We're eating burritos, but I do have my Gulf of America hat on. Is that okay? Balance it out. Balance is everything.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to be in Hawaii this year for Christmas because my daughter moved there.
That's right.
And we're trekking out there and we're staying with
That's called the slap my pee-pee flex?
Well, I was gonna take the other way. I was gonna say, how nice is it to be able to say my daughter moved out there, because it's less of a slap my pee-pee flex. It's more of a sorry obligation, kids out there.
Okay,
instead of
That's
I'm
good.
better than you.
Oh, totally. Oh my God, believe me. And actually, the only reason I can even afford to go is because my ex-in-laws are letting my husband and I stay at their house.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought this up. And
This is where it gets sticky.
This is personal, and you
Yeah.
know, and we all agreed we get personal on the show.
Yeah.
So
in fact, I got an email today from an anonymous person. Now, most people, when I say that, they sign it.
Yeah.
This person did not sign it. He was like, "Finally glad you and Tom got more open." I'm like, dude, we've been open. Well, okay, whatever. I'll
my
take
God,
it.
that's
I'll take
hysterical.
it.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take it.
So I like this collect because it almost proves to me through evidence that you're good at what you do and you're not just a BSer. Like you know, some people
Like us.
like you know,
Or namely, like me.
I'm sure you've met relationship therapists throughout your journeys in this career that talk a big game, but personally, their life's a mess and they don't practice what they preach.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you're staying at your
In-laws, yeah.
in-laws house, and the fact that they're cool with that, and that you still have a good enough relationship to make it to pull it off, is a testament
It's
to
a tell.
You practice what you preach.
It's like a guy who says he's a scientist, and you go over to his house, and he's got lab monkeys and cages and stuff, and you're like, oh, man, this is the real deal. Right?
You're
It's
doing
like,
it.
oh, wow, you got beakers and stuff in
Right,
here.
you're not just this on camera. No, and actually, I have put a lot of energy over the years. I've been divorced from my ex-husband for going on 21 years. So it's a long time. And I have put a lot of emotional energy into maintaining a relationship with his family. I mean, they're wonderful people. I love them. But I've put energy into keeping up with them, because I've made it a very intentional choice. And we're actually going to celebrate Christmas Day, my husband and I, my 2 daughters, and my ex-sister-in-law and her husband. So it's gonna be a very interesting, modern, blended family. But I do think it's really nice for your kids when this is possible. And
think about what it's showing
100%.
them too, right? And my wife pulled me aside the other day because I want to touch on like just the execution of something difficult, because I know it really weights heavy in Tom's universe when the execution of something difficult is a thing that he and I have bonded over for this entire company.
It's value.
It's the reason this company is going is that
If
you
it's
and
difficult, there's some inherent value to it in my mind. You know,
I chill bumped myself real hard right there, but it is the reason this company is going. It's because we both there's one area that we completely agree on. But like my wife pulled me aside the other day, and just like what you're doing with your girls, what I think is so cool is that they're able to see it work.
Yeah.
And you have to see it work in order to do it yourself. And and then a couple mornings ago, I was sitting there and I was talking about my mom and dad, and I get real sad about it. I was getting real sad I was just sharing something with Maisie, but I got really super choked up about it, and I kind of like held it together, but I just finished the thought, and I didn't waver from it. I just finished it out, and I left. And my wife texted me later in the day, and she's like, I am so glad that you executed that in front of Maisie.
Yeah.
So she knows that it's okay to be sad about your mom and dad being gone, and to outwardly express that sadness or that emotion or whatever. So this awkwardness, to bring it back to the holiday, the awkwardness or whatever it's going to be, just the fact that you're doing it, to me is like, it's going to be great.
I agree.
It's
And
gonna be great.
I'm totally looking forward to it. I think and I appreciate that my husband is so open to all of this.
He's awesome.
Yeah. And there's genuinely it's not even like he's like, oh, okay, I'll do it. Like he's totally good with it.
Free place to stay.
Yeah,
you know how good I'd be with anything.
Okay,
if my wife brings me a free place to stay in Hawaii, I'm like, I'll let you. Listen. I'll
sleep
go
in an
I'll
alleyway.
sleep with your ex-husband.
I'll go to the other room and I'll bubble the love sponge.
That's called the Hulk Hogan. I don't know if you know the Hulk Hogan.
Free, and then I'll just enjoy myself in the lanai.
Okay, that's true. This is all true.
Some men are comfortable enough in their relationship to excuse themselves to their office to watch videos of Hulk Hogan banging their wife. Merry Christmas.
But I'm in Hawaii. It's free. You understand?
Yes, and my husband's never been to Hawaii, and we're gonna go on a whale watch and snorkel and all kinds. And they live.
You know, a whale watch means something completely different when you're single in the 90s. Hey. That was called closing down T's and Q's. You pick you up a whale. You know what? I'll leave the show.
But wait, I want to say one thing about what you just said, Dan, about what your wife pointed out, you showing your emotion.
She's good about that.
This is so important. Like, I really wish everyone would think about doing this for their kids, because we're changing this generation with our ability to show emotion and to normalize that it's okay to feel, that it's okay to show that you feel, it's okay to cry. I mean, I think I've said this before. How many people start to cry? I mean, not you, of course, Tom, but other people start to cry and they say, I'm sorry. Like, they're apologizing.
Yeah,
this is part of being human. People are even apologizing to me in therapy for crying because it's so conditioned. We really do need more of that. Being emotional doesn't mean you're falling apart or that you're dysregulated or anything like that. It's just part of the human experience. And for kids to see, wow, my dad cried or my dad showed emotion, like, that is really powerful and important.
Well, now we're getting into an area where
Tom's like, I'm out.
I've never cried in front of my sons. I never, any man in my life never did that.
I'm going to change your mind, Tom.
My wife will handle the emotional part. I tell my sons I have no weakness.
She cries enough for both of them, trust me.
But then your sons won't see that it's okay for men to show emotion.
It's just, I don't do it normally. And so I did it like twice in my life. And then I don't cry.
Like, I did it like it's
I don't think it's an easy thing to even come to the surface.
I'll do all the other stuff. I can't do it.
And the inverse of that, which is why our Publix walks probably work as well as they do, or to go back to why this company is still, chugging down the track, probably is because that intense difference in there, like, I'll cry for you, buddy. I'll take it from here.
Right, you guys have that balanced team, right? You're the more emotional one. And I think a lot of relationships, a lot of romantic partnerships are like that too. There's one person who's more emotional, one that's more logical and analytical. But we were talking about this at my book club last night. We did my book.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's my first book event because the book comes out in February. My publisher sent advance copies to everyone in the book club. Everyone read it, and then we meet every month to talk about a book, but this time we were talking about my book. And the cool thing was hearing people say, wow, I started reading this and I applied the tools you talked about to communicating with my partner, and it worked. Like, I was actually vulnerable and clear instead of guarded or protective or trying to win an argument, and my partner responded to me totally differently. And people just last night were so vulnerable. They opened up, they told their stories, and we were talking a lot about this, about emotionalism, where if you're the person, and sometimes it's the woman who doesn't show emotion as much or tends to shut that down, then your job, you don't have to become a different person, but is to work on having more access to what you feel and sharing a little more of that, because it is what connects you to your partner. If you're somebody who has big emotion, like you or me, Dan, who's like really feels and can be more reactive, our work is to learn how to not feel, but contain our reactions.
And measure it.
Yes,
I use the
and
term
express it clearly.
Measure it. Like I've been using in my therapy, especially with my emotions. They can spill over. So what I've been trying to do is kind of look at it like you're, okay, this is my metaphor that I created. I don't know if it's going to work for anybody else, but this is what I came up with.
I can't wait to hear.
Sometimes I don't measure the right amount of emotion for whatever the prioritization of what I'm doing. You need to, for me, and Tom's really good at it, to give him a compliment. Like, he can give the right amount of emotion to certain things, and sometimes I'll get like too hot, too spicy, too angry, too sad, so rather than looking at it like a cook who grabs handfuls of salt just because he thinks he knows the recipe and just tossing it in.
And everything needs salt.
Correct.
Yeah.
For right now, what I'm trying to do is to be a bit more measured. Use your tablespoons and your teaspoons and your measuring cups to give the correct amount of emotion to whatever you're doing. So how can you do that, Dan? Well, in order to get a measuring cup, what do you got to do? You have to pause. Open the cabinet.
Yeah,
get it out.
You have to pause.
And it's that pause, the opening of the cabinet, the grabbing the measuring device, that is my pause to give me the correct amount of emotion that I should measure to the priority.
I love that metaphor.
I don't know.
And let me just add to this from a therapeutic perspective that one of the ways to really get your emotions like regulated, if you will, because that's usually what we call it in therapy, is really just to recognize that you're feeling something and start with validating yourself. This is really, really important. So many people, we talked about this last night, will tell themselves, I shouldn't feel the way I feel. This is stupid. This is silly. You know, people are going to judge me for my feelings. When you do that in your inner talk, you actually, and this is scientifically proven,
By the
you
way, that's
actually
the only things
intensify.
I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it's written in front of him on that piece of paper right there.
I think that's
You were reading it word
half
for
my
word. It's like, this
personality.
is dumb. This is stupid. I hate this.
Yeah. So this is what people do to try to talk themselves out of their feelings, or they just compartmentalize them before they even know they're having them. But really, if we can start to just say, hey, everything I feel is valid. It's okay to feel what I feel. It starts to calm your nervous system because emotions are trying to tell you something. They're actually trying to give you information about your needs. If you're sad, it tells you that you've lost something that meant something to you and you need comfort. If you're angry, it tells you that something needs action, that maybe something that's happened isn't okay and you have to do something about it. Every emotion has a meaning. So I'm not saying you have to like bawl all day in front of people, certainly, but we've got to listen to what our feelings are telling us, and then we can pause, validate ourselves, and then get curious, like, what does this mean? Like, okay, I'm sad, you know, not just why. It doesn't matter necessarily why, but like, what is this telling me about what I need right now? And sometimes it's I need to turn to someone I love for support and connection.
Right.
Sometimes it's like I need to make a change in my life. Like, if we can get curious and listen, emotions are very powerful information processing signals.
But emotions cause me to lose at gambling all the time.
Okay, that's fair.
And then that's what, I'm like, Philip Rivers is going to start. I'm going to bet against that. He's an old man. And then guess
he
what
comes
happens?
in hot.
He covers plus 14.
He comes in with the power of 1,000 grandchildren, and he just rockets the ball crazy.
Screw you, emotions. You caused me to lose again. I'm never listening to you again.
Don't show emotions in poker.
All right. This is hard for me to because I want to balance humor with being serious too, because I love being humorous. But it's easy for me to see how someone like Tom can look at that or feel certain things and be like, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
That I completely understand.
Absolutely.
Completely understand. I'm trying to do that right now in my therapy of trying to get to that lower level of, whatever is causing me this strange distress.
And the deeper emotions.
And what we've kind of gotten to is that I'm pretty messed up from being an only child whose parents are both gone, and I love control, and I feel completely out of control.
Yeah.
That's like
That makes so much sense.
That's just the short of the long. There's
but
a lot
that's
more
the
in there.
distillation, right? And so that's going to be the underlying, like the core wound that bleeds into a lot of things. I will say, you may never take me up on it, but most people, what I've seen in, 14...
If you had a lower cut top on, he'd take you up on it.
We're back to the 90s.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I just like, to bring it back to humor, if you had a, low V to the P, he's going to do anything you say.
Some of my flaws.
You need a very beautiful, scantily clad therapist.
I still live in a 90s type of environment. I never grew up.
We call him Mad Men Tommy. He's always got his highball. He's walking around.
Every law of therapy. But seriously, what I was going to say is that most people are shocked that if you start to engage with your emotions a little, they don't overwhelm you the way you think. If you grew up not being safe to express emotion, which is a lot of people, then people have never learned to do it. And people are scared of their own feelings. Exactly like you said, I don't want to go there. But what we find is that it's actually the opposite of what you think, that if you allow yourself to feel a little, emotions move through you and they pass. We can think ourselves into worse feelings, but for the most part, if we just say, okay, I'm feeling something and maybe it's a little bit uncomfortable, it will subside on its own and you can have a whole different relationship. The bottom line is just being more at ease within yourself and having better relationships with other people. When you're vulnerable with someone, and that's just telling the truth about what you feel, it will automatically connect you to somebody, and then you invite them to open up too.
Yeah, it's almost a gift you give them too.
It is.
And yourself, I should say. I've noticed that it is. And like, I know I have a lot of work to do on my end, but just realizing that does help kind of, I can look at the blocks a little bit different in my brain and be like, okay, no, that's all right. It's okay to feel those things. Take your pause and move on.
Yeah, I went into a business meeting the other day and I felt so stressed out and I felt like I had to pull myself together. And not that I'm going to come undone or be unprofessional in a meeting, but I just started out saying like, the girl said, "How are you today?" And I said, "You know what, honestly, I'm super stressed. I feel like I'm kind of on the verge of tears." And she was like, "Oh my God, me too. I'm having the shittiest day." Oh, sorry, I didn't say that.
You're fine.
And we like took 5 minutes and just kind of bonded and laughed. And I felt
that's
so
good
much
for business.
better.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yes.
Fake emotion to bond with a person.
I've
potential
told you
sponsors.
about this before. There have been instances where we've been up against the wall in some sort of deal, and he's going to handle it this way. And I'm like, let me write this lady a really gushy, sad email.
It's called the Michael Scott Chili's
That
meeting.
is called manipulation.
Yeah, I love manipulating people.
That's how you get money, Clay.
Here's another theory I have. I look at my wife like a big dumb piece of clay that I can just smush into anything I want.
Yes.
Right or wrong. No, I'm kidding.
My God.
I'm joking.
I've seen you do it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a clay musher. All right. You want to jump to some emails
yeah.
before
Yes.
we undo all of Colette's good?
Yes,
Because
yeah,
I can
yeah.
feel us unraveling.
Oh, yeah.
And
How
we're-
to unravel it all?
We want to.
It's okay. I'm planting seeds, little seeds. Yes.
We
you know
never
what?
get to
You will get
emails.
to him. You have been getting to him. I really feel like you have because I feel like he does. His wife stops by. They're making out. Yes, they're kissing
Oh
each
my
other.
God, I love it.
Well, not making out. A little kiss, a love. More than I get. More than I get.
Tom's face looks so.
Oh,
Well, your
right.
wife will bring you your lunch.
She
My
will
wife bring me nothing.
My wife will bring me. Well, she lived like. Let's be honest. She's 10 seconds away. It's a lot easier for her to bring me my lunch.
That's so sweet too.
All right, let's go with this one right here. This is kind of a funny one that's holiday themed, but it's so silly. Howdy, love thy neighbor crew. Can I actually learn anything from watching holiday or Hallmark style movies or TV specials? Make sure to give yourself a Lord, Prince, or Princess title this holiday season. There you go. Is there anything good or worthwhile in there? Or is that, because I've always thought, I'm glad that this email came in.
Yeah, it's so
I've
interesting.
always thought that those movies pretty much set you up for ultimate failure because I've had no relationship that's anywhere near any of those Hallmark movies.
Disappointment.
And if I had a lower IQ, I'd be real. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'd think, oh, that's the way it goes.
What?
I agree.
And so tell me if this is accurate. It's like social media and the fact that you're watching a holiday movie, you're seeing a slice in time where this couple has a problem, they make it up in a great way, and you see the happy ending. That's only an hour and a half a movie, and let's say like 3 days of these humans' lives. You don't see the other side.
Yeah.
You don't see the struggles and all the other stuff, the arguments, the bad times, because that doesn't make a good movie.
Exactly.
And so that's how you just got to live in reality. You're like, okay, this is a slice of good times, but there's bad
and
times.
it's not
with
even
everything.
the good times aren't real. I mean, I think it's not great. I'm not saying don't lose yourself in those movies because they can be fun escapism. My mom loves the Hallmark movies. Funnily enough, I don't like romance at all. Like, I just can't get into it, like that kind of stuff. But I think it sets people up for disappointment because we tend to expect that this is what a partner who really loves us or is into us, especially as women, I think, like, oh, here's the perfect guy. And just nobody acts like that in real life. These are like perfect people that have no wounds. They have no irritants. They have no stress. Even in dating, nobody's like those movies. So I think they do more harm than good, other than for escapism.
Right.
Right.
And no different than fantasy.
Right. Like, don't look at that as like, this is how my partner should be treating me. It's not realistic. Look at it as like, this is a fun thing to, like a Disney movie when you're a kid. Yeah.
It's like pornography. Like,
It's exactly like pornography.
It's, emotional pornography.
It all comes back to
No,
porno.
it actually is.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
emotional pornography.
Yeah, it's the extreme of it, and it's
yes,
not real.
it's like, oh my God, if this could be, I think there is still that fantasy for a lot of us. That someone will come on the white horse and save us.
There's all types
Phrasing.
there's workout pornography online, like David Goggins, the workout
Really?
guy.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about the one where the girl takes her yoga pants off while she's lifting weights.
Wait, that's a thing?
really?
No, well, there's that too. But
Why am I surprised?
I will not send you a link.
I'm what I mean by workout pornography. I make a joke. There's social media influencers like David Goggins and stuff that it's all about like I ran this 100-mile ultra marathon and my feet were broken and I don't stop, stay hard. That's kind of
How about a hot take?
like the extremes. The extremes.
And it's like no one does this in real life. This is workout pornography, and then all the other stuff you see like
like food porn. When it's like stylized food.
You're making, you're spending 4 hours making this perfect meal all day, but that's why it's entertainment,
and it's
because
BS.
it's not real. Yeah, it's all
like
BS.
BS.
Everything's BS.
Can't do anything with Goggins, because Goggins reminds me of Gaggins, and then I'm like, ew.
I don't even know who that is.
There's organization. It's
like
a workout guy.
Yeah, like
it's outside of your
Didn't
algorithm.
he lose like 300 pounds or something
at the
originally?
beginning? Yeah, but there's organization pornography. And that every once in a while gets it where people that have their whole. I mean, Andrea's almost like
she's
this,
in there,
but she likes it.
So does Maisie.
But it's like look at everything in my refrigerator is perfectly organized.
No, that's what Maisie does.
Everything in my life is perfect, and then you're videotaping that, and then the rest of us who's garbage, or like everyone like the pile of laundry. We're like, oh my god, these people are perfect, but it's like you're judging yourself against pornography.
Exactly.
Like you're not going to be able to do the drill press.
Chat room is saying hoarder clean out pornography. That's one.
Really?
Yeah, where they clean out and then you look at it all clean. Okay, we got. You want to do? Okay. I've got stickier emails that get a little grittier. That was more of a fun one.
Yeah.
This is from, as always, Anonymous. And if you have an email you want to throw us, hello@lovethyneighborshow.com. This one I'm going to make sure, because sometimes they're putting the name of their loved one in here, and I'm going to make sure I abbreviate that.
Yeah.
Dear guys, I swear my wife talks to me the same way she talks to the kids. Like I'm another chore on her list. We used to be teammates, but now every conversation turns into correction or a complaint. I get she's stressed, but I feel like I can't win. I've tried helping more, but she says I'm doing it blanking wrong.
Yep.
Even the stuff I used to love doing for her, cooking, cleaning, surprise coffee runs, now just feels like I'm being, quote, and they used graded. Colette, how do you reset the power dynamic when one person's kind of taken over like a boss of the house role? I miss being, and I'm not going to say the last part because it's way damning, anonymous. I miss the way we were. I'll just put it there.
So I love this because I think this is a very common thing I hear. And of course, we're not hearing the other person's version or what she is experiencing. But just this dynamic is very typical, that like someone feels constantly criticized and nitpicked. They never do it right. They never get it right. They feel infantilized like a kid and talked down to. So this has got to start with, and I don't know if this has happened, but going to the partner and saying in the moment, like picking, don't take the global issue because it's too big, right? We need to shift the power dynamic. You know, what's anyone going to do with that? Instead, you start by addressing each individual thing as it happens. Like, let's say you've gone on the coffee run and you bring coffee, just for example, and the partner says, like, this isn't what I wanted. Like, why did you get this? Or it's already cold, right? Something critical. A lot of times people don't realize that they're being critical when they're being critical. That's the moment this person could say,
F you! That's what I do.
Well, they get it wrong,
now, if I'm not doing my pauses, which in this,
do a better job.
In this moment, I'm not. Like, I am the guy that if you're like, well, this is already cold, I realize, well, get it your damn self then. You know.
Okay,
like,
so that's one
it
way of tackling it.
Yeah.
But actually, this is literally, my whole book is about how to say these things and how to address these moments. My book, The Cost of Quiet.
There.
But it is, in simplified terms, going to that person and saying, hey, you know, instead of getting defensive, counter blaming, criticizing her response.
What should I say?
Saying, what's going on inside of you in this moment? You know, when you make this comment very neutrally, I feel hurt and disappointed because I really made an effort to please you. You know, this makes me feel like I'm not appreciated in the relationship. We start by addressing these small things. And when you take the time to pause, get clear about what you feel, and express it with I statements, without blame, in a very calm and kind tone of voice, you have a really good chance that your partner will be able to hear you and say, especially if you're vulnerable, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I had no idea that sounded so critical or that hurt your feelings. I do appreciate that you do this. I'm just stressed. And we start to have a new conversation. You can't tackle these big issues in one like huge chunk. You have to tell somebody how you feel in the moment, and you have to ask for what you need. So this person might say, you know, I really need to hear some positives when I make an effort for you. Like, it would mean a lot to hear that you appreciate that I made an effort to bring you the coffee. coffee.
Yeah, well, bring the coffee warm, and I'll give you those efforts.
Right. Well, then that would not be a very responsive response. But it really does a lot of this, and this is what I heard from women last night when we did my book. Like, wow, I tried saying it in this new way, and shockingly, my partner was really receptive.
You know where this example makes perfect sense in the work world, and I'll explain, is that, and I've only seen it since I worked as an employee and I had a boss, and then I was a boss later, and then I was like, oh, this makes more sense now because I saw both sides of it.
Yeah.
And it's the communication, just like in your book. And a lot of people in work and in corporations complained about things all the time that their boss does that bothers them or whatever about their job, and all they do is complain to people around them about it. Yeah. And then I say to them sometimes, have you told them? And they're like, no, never. I mean, nothing will change. No, if I told them, and then I'm like, well, you got to start with telling them, because if they probably don't, because they're busy and they're with their own life. And if you don't tell them that this bothers you or this, then nothing's going to ever change. You're going to complain your whole life.
Bingo.
And then when they tell their boss, they're oftentimes the boss oh, I had no idea. I didn't know you wanted a raise.
Exactly.
I didn't know you felt like this. I'll change it. And then you're like, oh, that was it? That's all I had to do.
That's all I had to do.
I spent my life complaining. I've wasted my life.
It's exactly that. And that's why I often use the analogy of Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, where she has the shoes on her feet. She has all the answers. It's so much simpler than she thinks, but she's running all over the place looking for Oz. She doesn't need it. Most of the time, we don't speak up because we're afraid to be assertive and vulnerable. We tell ourselves we're guaranteed to get a bad response. But if you take the time to actually figure out what you feel and need, and you say it nicely and clearly, you will be amazed that 90% of the time you're going to get a much better response than you anticipate.
And that anticipation of the response or that prediction keeps you from saying something because
you're
like, I know what's going to happen. And then it's
and you don't.
Nah, you don't.
You don't.
And I've seen it. They've seen the evidence where when they do communicate, it ends up, it's not all the problems, but it fixes a lot of stuff. Anyway.
That's fear talking. That is fear talking right there.
Yeah.
They won't respond well. Yep.
So, Colette, plug your book one more time.
The Cost of Quiet, How to Have the Hard Conversations That Create Secure, Lasting Love. You can buy it anywhere books are sold. Pre-order, and pre-orders are so important. So people don't even realize how this crazy book business works. So if you can buy it in advance, you will get it on February 3rd. That would be amazing.
Nice.
It's on Amazon, also on my website, ColetteJaneFair.com. And one more thing I want to throw in. Goodreads, for those of you who read and are on Goodreads, they're doing a free giveaway of my book.
Oh, damn.
From now until December 26th, so you can enter to win, and you'll get a copy for free.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah, and if you can add the book on Goodreads to your want to read list, that's really helpful too.
Awesome.
Easy to do. Also, and I have had a few people ask about this. Have you finished your audio version? Because people are asking.
So the audio, I have recorded it.
Great.
And what'll happen is if you pre-order the book on February 3rd, you'll get the audio book automatically.
That's all I needed to know, because I've had some people ask, hey, I'm not much of a reader, but I love Colette. I'd love to throw this in the old, MP3 player when I'm driving around.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, and one more thing. For anyone who's around in Orlando, January 29th, we're having a very special VIP launch event. You guys are going to be there.
Yep.
We're going to do a live podcast recording. We're going to have a lot of special guests, and you can buy tickets for that in the form of a couple of books right on my website. Go to ColetteJaneFair.com, click book, and you'll see VIP launch event.
Yep, it's at the Mercedes-Benz dealership in Maitland.
All right. Yeah, man.
All right, guys, if you have an email, hello@lovethineighborshow.com, and we will see you next week.
Awesome. Still on Twitch and YouTube.
Okay, perfect.
Yay, thank you. I know, it's so that I I have to be constantly reminded.
That was awesome. You did such a good job.
Yay, it was so fun. And we're doing 2 next week, right?
We'll do 2.
Is this for me? This little note?
That is from a listener. That is from our friend Clay. He gave us cards. He showed up at Beer Fest. He writes a lot of emails, loves the show, and he's a good guy. And he wanted to give you a handwritten card, so I promised I'd deliver it. He may even be in the chat room or something. I don't even know. But
this is so nice.
Yeah, that's as real as it gets. He's a good person, and he doesn't have a lot, and he just tries to do as much as he can. How cool is that? Yeah, it's really cool. He's a good dude.
And he wrote a really sweet
handwritten. Yeah, I got mine on my desk. Good.
See, this stuff
good
like,
person.
Makes people's day.
Yeah.
You know, like this is the power of connection. So please tell him thank you for me when you see him next or hear from him.
He
next.
usually emails, and I already wrote him a letter, but I'll write him one for you as well.
Really
Yeah.
amazing.
I will write him one for you as well. He's
Kaliki Maka, which is Hawaiian Merry Christmas.
Yeah, he's so sweet. He listens all the time, and
Did I say that I was going already?
or maybe he's just it's a popular song. Yeah, he could be outside in a ghillie suit right now.
I'm gonna get up.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, don't worry. Hey, if you scream, we'll help you out. You just scream loud.
Oh my God. Oh, by the way, I heard from Jim Colbert.
Oh, great.
So thank you.
You got it.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. And then I heard from Tracy about possible
With
sponsorship.
Jim, you can tackle his sex addiction.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. That's not true. No, yeah. His sex addiction. He only likes bald, black-headed women, like that one ESPN newscaster. No, I'm ready to do more stuff because I get into mode, and I'm like, you gotta make jokes.
I actually do hear about this shit all day. So I'm actually like, okay, let's run with that.
No, he does not have a sex addiction.
Oh my God. Okay, so I will see you next week, 10 and 11.
Yeah, we'll do 10
Yes, ma'am.
If anything comes up, just text me and I'll try to come up.
And good luck with everything.
Okay, great. No, it was so fun as always. Thank you.
See
guys.
ya.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you soon.
Yes, ma'am. That was a good show, buddy. Easy though with her. All right, guys. What are we doing next? We got Mo next, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm just
Double checking with Bus. That's
checking,
yeah.
sure.
Double check. We're good. We're good. 24. That's gonna be raw. Save that. All right. Let me clean up my stuff. These emails go all over the place. And I'll use the bathroom real quick. All right, scene changes. Boop. All right, guys, I'm just going to put on a little bit of music, and we'll be right back, guys, so please hold. All right. Let me change this to that. That'll look better. All right, guys. Welcome back. Anybody listening to any of Jelly Roll on Joe Rogan talking about his weight loss? He's lost like 350 pounds or something now.
He's on peptides, right? For sure.
You know, I've gotten to that part where he's talking about how he doesn't want to do peptides. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I haven't done it.
I'm going to guess he is, but I think he did it a different way. I think he did there are people now doing it, and this is just my guess on listening to the show. Some people are doing it like they're like microdosing it, like even more micro than the actual doses that are completely fine for you to take. And I think that's what he kind of did is he did it. I want to do the traditional way, but just give me like the lowest possible dose you can to give me a little like 10% of a boost or something. I don't know.
To curb your appetite. You don't eat, you know, like it's fucked up that because everybody's okay, just like, and this is not really funny, but this is what I've come to understand, I think, is that like people's addictions it's a spectrum of addiction. Like some people are really addicted and motivated for that thing, and some people are less.
Yeah.
You know, it's not general for everybody.
No.
Like heroin to someone is different than heroin to another.
It's all case
or
by
whatever,
case.
sugar,
all case by
everything,
case.
all case by case. So your appetite and your drive to eat is different. So some people are like, oh, well, just eat less. But it's like, yeah, but you're not a heroin addict. Or it's not that the food addicts are anywhere, but you know what I'm saying?
Well,
it's like, you can't say what's good for you to anybody else and then say it generally like that. And then it's like that, and that's why, as long as it's seemingly safe, and I know everything's...
No, it is safe. It's not even seemingly safe. It's safe.
Yeah. But I know, like, yes, there's small statistical things that happen, and I hate that too. It's like, oh, this person's, and I see this bullshit.
Well, all of that's a level of safety, so you can't say that. Like when you go on a roller coaster, it's a measured level of safety. It's safe. When you take these GPL-1s, it's a measured level of risk. It's safe.
Yeah, you could get hit by a goose in the head. But that's a fucking 1 in a million, Like so. Like,
not gonna happen.
Like you could have some bizarre genetic allergic reaction to it, which will probably get caught if it's under doctor supervision anyway. But yes, but then I hate that when they put that out in media and they're like, see, these things they'll melt your organs, and then it's like, oh, that's a zero. If it happened to one person out of 10 million who fucking took this shit, that's a zero. You see, that's how math works.
Also, like what he was saying,
fear.
which was interesting to me, which is to me more interesting than even people. I mean, because people are going to be debating, you didn't do it the right way. It's like, okay, whatever. I mean, people have been doing that with everything. Breast implants. You have real titties. Okay, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like whatever you want to do, fuck it. But like, I thought it was interesting because I've never thought of this. It's so easy. But Jelly Roll's talking about how like being, this is our warm up, being back, like being addicted to food. He's like, it's the only addiction where no matter what, you're still required to eat it. No matter what,
you'll have to eat.
It's not like cocaine addicts are like, well,
I'll stay away from it.
Yeah, but
again.
Every night I got to do a little toot because it's what my body. No, you
not
have
every night,
to
3 times
eat.
a day. You have to do a little toot.
And when he said that, I was sitting there listening to the show. I'm like, oh goddamn, that does, that resonates a little bit with me. Yeah. But anyway, I don't hate the guy. It's a good interview so far. He sounds very compelling and super interesting. I'd urge anybody to check it out. It's way long though. It's like 3 hours. I'm like, I don't know, guys. Weight loss. Can we do it in 20 minutes? The weight loss story.
Yeah.
Can we get it in 20? A quick. I don't have time for this.
That's the thing. Like,
you do it when you're exercising.
I think the day and age of, remember when Burt Kreischer came in here? It's like my longer shows get more downloads.
My 5 to 6 hour shows is what he said.
That's when that was a different time. Like you see a 3 hour fucking podcast, and we have to start
pulling
back our Friday shows.
My favorite show.
Like we should do 1:20 tops.
Yeah, my favorite show right now is that Waldo show, and I told you yesterday he keeps it 8 minutes. It's like, here's what I want you to think about today. Well, it's also self-help, but he like gives you the 8 minutes and he's out.
Yeah, but that's the thing too.
Also has no commercials.
Our content, it's
a different animal.
But it's also like it takes a minute for us to stumble. We're fucking doing improv, so it takes a minute to us to stumble to something funny, and it's real valuable when we've organically stumble into some funny improv. That's super funny to people, but that's random, and you can't just do it.
And you have to have the right
15
conditions.
minutes.
You have to have correct conditions. You have to be warm. You have to feel good. Moods matter. Other entities in our life matter.
It's the actual topics and what, like, the setup, and a lot of times the setup is the general back and forth, and then you get a really funny joke out of that, but there's nowhere to plan it.
No.
So then it's like our shows have to naturally be longer to find those super funny
Then we have
moments.
Melissa cut out the 20 minutes and put that out.
yeah. That's the social media.
Yeah, that's what you
And
do.
then you watch that and you're like, I know Tom and Dan. I watch the shows.
Yeah. But you haven't listened in years.
yeah. But you should
But
see.
don't cancel your BDM. Okay, we figured it
out.
out. Do you want to start? Where's this going? Is this
This technically, okay, so
if I farted right now, I would diarrhea fill my pants.
this is Thursday 1.
Okay.
Because we got to do Thursday 1 and 2.
Yes, sir.
And we could start with.
But you had some stuff.
I could just tell you real quick about the interesting Philip Rivers.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that because I think it's cool.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Start or bring us back. Here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. Come hang out. The chat room is filled with people in there right now. Let's see who's in there. Tracy's in there. DeBerry Joe, Shred Bear, Christine's in there, and you can be one of them and talk to them. Just search for us at Tom and Dan Live on all social media. YouTube at Tom and Dan Live, also on Twitch.
We've got 2 affiliate programs going on right now at tomandan.com.
Tell me about them.
And the affiliate programs, it helps us because when you click through the link, they know it's us, and then they give us money for that. And so the 2 of them we have is that we have a $159 carotid artery and stomach artery scan that basically scans to see if you have any chance for stroke, if you have any plaque buildup in your arteries.
Did they call you?
What?
They called me yesterday.
Oh, I can't answer my phone anymore.
Oh, well, they called me yesterday to check on me to make sure that everything was going well. It was like a follow-up call. I'm like, oh my God, that's very nice. My doctor doesn't even do that.
So if you or anybody in your life, it's $159. There's locations everywhere across the entire United States. Yep. And then that $150 deal is through tomandan.com.
Yeah, it's Lifeline Screening. You can find it right there at tomandan.com, right-hand side.
And the second affiliate program we have is through Surfshark VPN services, and that's it's a company that you could change your VPN to any country you want, and therefore you can go to
any website you want.
Any website you want instead of having the restrictions in Florida, because if you go through a Florida VPN, there are certain websites that no longer work with Florida, and then now you're stuck. And then also
if you're just using your standard internet because your IP address is based in Florida, you're not going to be able to see nothing.
There's a lot of other advantages to using other countries' VPNs. It's completely legal, and it's less than $2 a month, and you get 4 months free if you click through tomandan.com.
Yeah, I mean, there are websites you can go to. You can watch international football and soccer matches using VPN. I've been using it for a decade. That's my buddy Joe. They built our very first Tom and Dan app.
I remember.
He told me one day, he's like, why aren't you watching the Arsenal match? And I said, well, I can't watch Arsenal. I don't get. This is before we had Premier League.
I remember when
Sunday. And he goes, hey, you just did it for a text. He's like, download this, do this, and then I text you. I'm like, dude, I'm watching the Arsenal match on my TV.
I always thought it was more complicated because I'm not a tech guy, and the Surfshark makes it super easy.
It's gotten easier. It's gotten easier.
I literally go to their app on my phone and then just go to Canada and then hit connect. It connects in like 3 seconds, and then I go to any website. It's that easy.
Also, another thing, I don't know if you noticed, and this is, we can end it here, but if you look on the right-hand side, if you swipe over, it'll show you how quickly the connection is. So if you are working, and if you do need a VPN for something, or if you just want a quick connection because you are watching a football match, choose the one that's faster. They give you like 100 different options. So it's super duper easy. Again, find it all, tomandan.com. Click on the link that says Get Surfshark.
Well, speaking of football, and this is American football.
Trump wants to change that. You saw that, right? You saw that?
That's the one thing I disagree with.
Yeah, he's like, we got to change. We got to figure out a way, another name for this football. What are you doing over there? I don't know.
I like he's doing.
Hush, Piggy.
He's doing some sort of a hack comedian skit. Where it's like, why do they call it football?
What are they doing?
They should call it handball.
All right.
So Philip Rivers. So, okay, here's the story. So the Colts have done really well this year.
Great team.
Daniel Jones, they did way better than everybody expected.
Oh, they came out hot.
And they were rocketing towards the playoffs, and then Daniel Jones gets hurt.
What was his injury again, if you don't mind refreshing my memory? Do you know specifically? Because I was like, man,
he got a leg injury first.
He can't play through it like an old 1980s quarterback. Where's the Dan Marinos out there? Man, come on, where's the Marino?
Well, he was playing through it, which caused him to blow his Achilles out.
So he was doing the Dan, and he got the double Dan.
Yeah, and it was on his other foot, too, which a lot of people are like, well, he's compensating, and that's a real thing with athletes. And anyway, so he's out, and his backups are hurt as well. And the only other backups they have are in this podcast world, they nickname him Brett Rippin' Farts because he stinks.
What a great name. Riley Leonard, right?
Riley Leonard.
That's a knee injury.
Yeah.
And then Shavaris Ward, another injury from that. That team's I don't know why they listed Shavaris Ward.
So all of a sudden, the sports world starts hearing rumors that old Phillip Rivers is coming out of retirement and is going to be signed to the Colts practice squad, right? And I'm hearing, so Phillip Rivers, you guys know.
I at first, just because of the number of Phillip Rivers jokes you've made on this show and on when we were in the radio station, I thought it was like one of those, like they try to get in front of the story and make something funny.
Yeah.
Like a funny meme that, it's going to get traction. I thought it was fake.
So,
because he hasn't played in 4 years?
Since 2000. His last game was in 2000, COVID year.
Wait, he hasn't played in 24 years?
No. Sorry, 2020.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, I held my heart for a second.
I call it 2020 2000 because of the other side.
He hasn't taken the field in 24 years. This guy's a stud.
The COVID year was the last year he played, and it was for the Colts because, as you remember, he played for the San Diego Chargers.
2013 comeback player of the year, baby.
And then the Colts signed him for one of those 1 year, one and done deals. Same thing with like Matt Ryan. They did.
He led the NFL in passing yards in 2010 and completion percentage in 2013.
Yeah, that's when he was good.
He's no bum. You can't call him a bum. I don't think you can call him a bum, right?
So he's older than I am currently.
6'5", 228 pounds, and 44 years old.
Yeah, that 228 is old numbers.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
And they even made a joke about it.
He's sitting at a 254, easy.
They made a joke about it in the press conference where they asked him, some reporter, like, how much do you weigh now? And he laughed. He's like, I don't know. He's like, more than when I walked off the field in Buffalo in 2020.
Right.
And he made a joke, which, by the way, the internet and social media and all sports fans are eating the story alive, including me.
It's because of because look at his all-time career stats. I think this is why. 63,000 passing yards, top 10 of all time. 421 passing touchdowns, top 10 of all time. 209 career interceptions. 64.9 career completion rating. I mean, he's not a bum, right?
Yeah,
and it's a cool.
Well, everybody was good at one time,
but it's a Disney movie,
yes,
right?
Yeah. So. Here's my conspiracy theory. All right, so they start this. And he is in the building, and he is throwing passes. We're seeing social media where he's in the Colts facilities throwing passes, and I haven't up to date the last second read some in-depth thing of is this gonna happen? But from all the media, it's trending this way, where this 44-year-old Phillip Rivers is going to get back on the field. The last time he played was 5 years ago.
And when is this game? Tee it up for me, baby. When is this?
It's this Sunday.
Okay.
So he's
1 o'clock or 4 o'clock? Or is he finishing the night?
But he's playing against the Seattle Seahawks, which have a really good defense
in
Seattle.
Yeah.
The fifth man. Yeah.
Playing in Seattle, we've been to that stadium and heard how loud it gets, and it is terrible.
Hard place to play. Worst place to play after 5 years of coming out of retirement, right? So
it'll be the loudest football game of this year.
So
Seattle will put on the full-blown vuvuzela. We're gonna be louder than you've ever seen.
So talk this out with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when
lead the way.
So every once in a while in a gambler's life, situations
write
pop
that down for your title of your book, A Gambler's Life.
So speaking of 2020, back in 2020, a situation like this popped up, and it was super interesting. Where remember, I think it was the Denver Broncos, but a team lost basically a lot of their players to COVID, and including the whole quarterback room. Right?
Yeah.
So they started a wide receiver who played quarterback in high school.
I remember that.
And and then it was the talk of the gambling world because everybody was like, they're starting this wide receiver. Now, and they were going back and looking at tape of him playing quarterback in high school, and it was bizarre. It was like, this guy has.
But I like that. I like the story of
is he good?
This is how far we got to go back to figure it out.
And everybody was arguing, like, is this an opportunity? Like, should you bet your house against them?
It was Kendall Hinton, who had played QB in college from the practice.
College, okay.
Yeah. And he was immediately signed as an emergency QB. He went 1 for 9 passing. For
he was horrible. He was horrible.
2 interceptions.
It would have been like, you could have, in retrospect, bet your life that you're gonna, because of course it is. Like, you can't just start playing quarterback in the highest level in the world with only the last time you played in college. Like, this is insane, right?
Did you know Denver actually asked the NFL if they could dress out a coach as a QB, and the NFL vetoed it?
Yeah, because
this is a lot of fun facts I didn't know about this.
So in gambling, when weird anomalies like this happen, it's a great opportunity to bet. Now, the problem for me as an amateur is I look at it, and so this is where I'm at.
I think you're intermediate now. I think you're higher than amateur because you spend a lot of time coming up with theories.
Okay, but
you're an intermediate gambler now.
So here's my dilemma, right? So I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, in the current, like, everybody's like, oh, he's going to get killed. You're wrong about that. The quarterbacks are more protective than they ever been. You cannot hit a quarterback hard.
Well, what's his O-line like?
They're decent, but not as good as they have some injuries. But their O-line is decent.
Is Seattle going to put a lot of heat on him?
Yes. Yeah.
They're going to light him up hard.
Now, but they know that. And so can the offensive coordinator to counteract the fact that they're just going to run up, like, just dump off passes and play runs,
quick releases. Yeah,
you have Jonathan Taylor. Like, he's a good pass catching running back.
Yeah.
Just dump it off. Game plan to not let this guy get annihilated, right? So then I'm like, which way is it? Because should I bet the house on Seattle because they're going to roll out 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, who hasn't played in 5 years, who's 50 pounds overweight, and like, you cannot bring someone off the couch after 5 years of not playing and then him compete in the NFL. That's an insult to every quarterback in the NFL.
Well, you heard
if he competes.
You heard Cam Newton. I mean, Cam Newton's incensed about it. He was literally going. I thought his witch hat was going to blow off his head. He's so mad that they didn't call him. So mad that he didn't get the call. And he's in great shape. He trains every day on Instagram. You can watch it.
Well, here's why they didn't call him Cam Newton is because Phillip Rivers played in this for this team in this offense, and he knows the offense. So you can't bring in Cam Newton because you don't know.
Even with a completely new offense, though, basically?
Well, not in 1 week. Now, they did it with Josh Dobbs back at
but my point is, was the offense running for the Colts at his time? Last game, and they bring him back in, it's still a completely different turn, right? Everybody there is different.
You're right. No,
they're not running the same offense.
It's a different coach.
So why not?
That was like Frank Wright.
But why not get Cam Newton, who's in really good shape, 6-pack abs, and ready to go? Other than you don't want to. Cam's theory is they don't want another Shador situation. They don't need somebody detracting from the fact that they are a decent team. They need somebody that can just get in there, manage the game, and win.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, and also, Cam Newton's no better than Phillip Rivers at this point. They're both old men.
No, he thinks he's better. He thinks he's better.
They're both old men. I mean, let me look at your last game, Cam Newton. You stunk. Anyway, so here's another element of this that I think is
What's
true.
your gut telling you? Because you don't know which way to go, but what's your gut? What do you want? What do you want?
Based on reality.
Okay.
There's no way a 44-year-old quarterback who hasn't played in 5 years can, in 1 week of preparation, even compete in the NFL. And that's
if
that's
you're
what I
so
think is
confident
true.
about
I know,
that,
yes, but
then you have to go with that. And then when it blows up in your face, you can never make definitive statements like that again. That's the learning process.
But I'm basing this off of evidence, like going back to that.
Yeah, but just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it won't happen.
Well, like going back to that I forgot the player's name in Denver. Hinton. Going back to Hinton, he couldn't compete. And, of course, he couldn't.
Yeah, but I think a college-level quarterback turned wide receiver is different than a quarterback of Phillip Rivers' caliber who knows the reps and the way to do it. I think he has enough muscle memory within his QB
That's
body.
another part. Yeah.
Like, here's what I believe: if they pulled
executed for
Brady,
years.
let's say they pulled Brady out.
Yeah.
There's no relation there, but let's take Phillip Rivers out of the equation.
Yeah.
If you told me Brady's going to play for the Colts against Seattle, I go, I'm betting on the Colts because they're going to win because that guy's taking so many snaps that there's no way he'd be coming back if he didn't think he could do well.
Yeah.
I don't think Phillip Rivers too. That guy's got I didn't know how acclaimed he was, but after looking at his pedigree, I don't know. I think he can do it.
Now, there is an element for Phillip Rivers.
Now, Cam believes in what you're saying. Cam Newton says he's a 44-year-old man. This ain't happening. He's going to get stuffed.
So and then another interesting part about this, and I was telling you before we started recording, is at this point in time, there's so much media attention towards this that this game is going to be so interesting if Phillip Rivers plays that it is worth, I'm not even joking, probably $10 to $50 million worth of advertising revenue worldwide, or I don't know.
I think it could be more. I think it could be more.
Like, it is so much of a story that the NFL and the Colts organization benefits so much.
They got them jerseys up online because it could be more. You got a Rivers jersey up there. You're gonna
that I understand this is an meritocracy and they only care about winning. But when it comes down to you got Brett Rippenfarts and Phillip Rivers, and the coaches are like, yeah, I understand Rippenfarts as like he's young and can move, and then maybe gives us a 2% chance better than Phillip Rivers. But at this point, like the Colts organization and the NFL, they're a business. This is a entertainment company.
Cahoots. Yeah.
And
they're in it together.
And they may say, listen, it is such a story that Old Man Rivers, it's funny that his name is Rivers, is playing this Sunday that it's so much money that you have to play him. And then if that happens, then I definitely want to bet against him.
ChatGPT says we're way low on how much money this could mean for the team.
Okay, what is this?
Because it's basically kind of outlining. It's like once this thing is in play, they're saying, they're kind of predicting if he does well that this could it just opens the door hundreds of millions of dollars because the team keeps succeeding and it becomes like that Rudy kind of that and then everybody's on board. Everybody's on board.
Imagine if he was able. Oh God, I'm
You're
sorry.
fine. You're passionate. You're fine. You're fine. You're
sorry.
You're a passionate boy.
But imagine if even if he covers the spread, this will be an amazing story. And that's not even that hard. The spread's plus 13.5.
What do you want? Not what do you think will happen.
Okay.
Tom Van.
Entertainment-wise?
For the story, paint me what you want.
Okay. What I want is for him to start. And we're all because I don't know, because going back to
nobody knows
actually handicapping the game. The Colts have good enough players around them, and if they know Rivers got to get the ball out, and he actually made this joke in his press conference that he's like, they know you can't run away because you're too fat, and then he's like, well, I spent 15 years and they knew that in the NFL.
Oh, that's a good joke.
He's like, I never ran away.
That's a great joke.
He's like, I stood in the pocket and threw the ball, and he's like, so I can never run. So who cares if I can't run now? And then he's kind of right.
Funny. That's very funny.
And so he is kind of right. It's like that wasn't his game. And then if the offense, the coordinators game plan for him just to dump off passes and to hey, this guy can't run, this guy can't throw long because we can't protect him for that long.
He's just got to manage it well.
And we just got to game manage it. Could it happen? And then they may not win the game, but covering the spread and then playing, even giving them a chance. If they have a chance to win, then it was a good decision. Now, it could go horribly wrong, and then he literally they get blown out and it's an embarrassment.
Is that honestly because you consume
that
a lot of this
could be on
stuff.
The table.
Let me ask you this:
there's I think greater than 15 to 20% chance that it could go horribly wrong. And it embarrasses the whole Colts organization.
I don't get the amount of football, takes that you get in my algorithm. I get a decent amount, right? But everything I'm seeing is everybody's kind of clowning and saying this is going to be horrible. Do you honestly believe it's or am I falling and other people are just saying that because it is the easy and funnier narrative to be like, this fat guy's going to get up there and goof it all up? I don't necessarily think they'd be signing him if they didn't think he could do this. Why waste it?
Initially, now there's another thing too, and marketing rules the world. And so there's another thing too where they emergency signed him to the practice squad just to bring it because they did have a real quarterback problem. And now there's a lot of other quarterbacks.
But they have a decent record other than starting to fail after their quarterback got injured, right?
Yes.
The Colts.
Yeah,
I mean, they're fine.
But they essentially they need to win to make the playoffs. I don't know. There's some other, there's a lot of scenarios where other people in like the Jaguars and their organization or in their division are doing pretty well too. So it's like they need to win their division in the AFC to have a chance, I believe. So, but regardless of that, I think there is a thing where they started this and it became a big enough story where it is more beneficial financially through just entertainment that they start him, even though another quarterback probably would be better on the field. And that never happens in the NFL. And that's why.
So they're choosing entertainment in your eyes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because
that does sort of go against your NFL company narrative you've beat for years.
Well, it's always been about winning.
But this is
it's so powerful.
Let me take back that statement. This is not against your NFL sort of narrative. It plays right into the business narrative of like, look, we just need to make the most amount of money, and this game is going to get the most amount of attention, and in turn, we'll make the most amount of money.
And is that right? If you're going to start an inferior quarterback, might as well start the guy that everybody wants to watch. Because no one, if they start ripping, then they're still going to lose, and no one's going to watch
Nobody cares.
Yes.
It's a less than cares. In fact,
that's what makes it interesting is because
I actually don't hate that take.
I think they're going to start Rivers just because everybody's so excited and the money and marketing is so big that even though the team and the coaches may think they have a small % better chance with someone else, they're like, this is better for everybody.
What's the line?
minus 13.5, the Seahawks. So the Colts are plus 13.5. It'll probably go to 14. As soon as more video.
You got any money on it?
Old Man Rivers. No, because
does it scare you?
14 in the NFL is a lot.
It's a lot.
And so, like, I'd never take a minus 13.5 or
they
minus
basically
14.
have to win out, by the way. ChatGPT is running the numbers here. And it basically says winning out will help their chances. To win the AFC South division, they need at least as many wins as Jacksonville and Houston and key tiebreakers, including head-to-head wins.
So also, the Colts have done this before. Remember when they brought in Jeff Saturday as a coach?
Oh, yeah.
And then I was betting against that, and then he won. He won a couple games. Now, it ended up working out. Like it didn't end up working out. Like, obviously,
We're sick of you, Saturday.
He never got another chance, and he'll never will again of coaching. But they brought, and I remember like when he won
that first game it worked.
That's what I was like. Well, the coaches even matter, and that's where I'm scared of like betting on. Like, do I take? Wait till it gets to plus 14 and take the Colts at plus 14, and then Phillip Rivers is able to game manage and they're able to game plan enough.
I think he can.
Where they cover 14, and say they're getting blown out, and then are they able to get garbage time passes? Like he's just checking it down.
What's he getting paid to do this?
I don't know. That's interesting too. He'd probably do it for free just because Phillip Rivers is super interesting.
He's an interesting cat.
He's got 10 kids. Which has always been a joke. But that has to affect the amount of preparation you even have for this, right?
He's also a new grandfather. That's why everybody's clowning him. Because one of his kids...
He's a granddad?
Well, yeah, I don't know if this has ever happened before, but this has been the narrative, and I thought that's what you were kind of goofing on when you
I didn't know he was a grandpa.
Yeah. One of his kids... Rivers is a father of 10 and a new grandfather making his return. He's going to wear the same number. They're going to put him in 17 again.
Is this the first grandpa?
I think it might be first grandpa. I think he might be first grandpa.
God, other people are probably close. You know what I'm talking about.
One of the, Oh, my God. Hold on. Is he the first grandpa?
He may not be, though.
QB.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Because I think other positions maybe.
Yeah, but
maybe a kicker. I can see a kicker getting up in age, and he's a grandpa.
There's some like Ed Reeds of the world that got girls pregnant at 14 or something, and then their kid had a kid. But
okay, Rivers is a grandfather. If he actually takes the field, I think that's a tell from ChatGPT.
No, it's still up in the air.
It's funny. ChatGPT's like, if he actually takes the field, he would join a tiny group of QBs who have played at an average age. There's no official NFL stat category for first grandfather QB.
Or even grandfather player.
Really? No way. Older QBs like Vinny Testaverde played into their 40s, or Brett Favre, 41, likely had children old enough to have kids of their own. No, I don't know. Somebody's got to know this fact.
Has there been any player in the NFL that's ever been a grandpa? Let's ask that. So it's still up in the air. It still may not happen because it's so absurd. He did keep himself in shape in the 2021 and 2022 seasons. That was known where he
was trying to offer himself up to teams.
And so he was working out and keeping it, but that was in 2022. And that was the last time I think he believed that it would ever happen. Now, there's nothing that I've seen out where he was like working. Like, I mean, he probably works out. A lot of these guys work out just because they've always done.
Yeah.
And it probably makes them feel good, just like anybody. But actually,
I like how you're throwing in little tidbits. That was a tidbit of motivation we wouldn't normally have gotten from Tom. And I like that.
He's not just quit working out totally and quit cardio.
Like Seth will never be able to quit working out.
Yeah.
It'll never happen
because he's done it his whole life. It's been a lifelong routine.
Yep.
But that's a different thing than working out as like a dad because you want to keep yourself fit, as like being NFL starter QB fit. Like it is almost like a Drunky the Bear insult to any other players in the NFL. That's another aspect of it.
Well, Cam Newton said that.
Yeah, but
he basically came out and said to start him over anybody else that they're picking, like active players that are there, is an insane insult.
Yes,
to guys
I agree with that
are at the dance.
Yes, I agree with that, and all the players on the field. And
but it should show those players that the NFL cares about one thing and one thing, two things, two things only. They want it to be so entertaining that they make all the money.
Yes, yeah.
Two things,
and for sure the Seahawks defense, if it will be in crazy insult to them, if Phillip Rivers somehow manages to beat them, it'll be the biggest slap in the face.
The worst insult.
The worst clown. Yeah. So they know that.
The memes will never stop.
And they want to kill this man. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because it's like.
But he doesn't seem concerned about it at all.
When I got tackled in that arena football game, the defense were like curse spitting in my face, saying that that the fact that I even had one play is it like they were mad at me.
Yeah.
And I understood. I was like, this is an insult to you.
I'm sorry.
I understand that. And I think Rivers now, is not that. He played at the highest level. He still believes he has something. I mean, he's throwing the ball. He's throwing it. I can't tell what is good or not, but
better than me.
Yeah. So like the guy has played at the highest level and probably still has a lot of that muscle memory and can he can execute plays.
Yeah, he can.
But at what level? I don't know.
Right. So it's gonna be awesome.
And this is the movies. Like an old man comes out of retirement, gets put back on the field for one last game. It's what movies are made of. And that's why everybody's so fascinated to watch this. And I hope it happens. And I think the NFL hopes that happens. And I think everybody.
I think it's gonna.
And then, but what's gonna happen?
Why you gotta ask yourself this too? If things are not predetermined, and if betting isn't, canoodling with the NFL or any of that, don't we? I think it's already set. I don't even think it would have made the news cycle unless he's gonna play. Why sign him? Why go through why do the press conference? Why do any of that? He'll play.
Some of it could just be good attention, even though, because none of them have said anything. So sometimes they're like, it could be an opportunity or they may not start him and he may be on the sidelines.
I think I'm going to
as a
go with.
backup.
I'm going to go with. I'm just going to assume they're going to start him. Because why wouldn't you? What else do you have to lose? You got to win out anyway, so you might as well get the attention.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But they're.
Again,
it's an insult. Like those coaches, it's kind of an insult to the coaches themselves, and they don't like that.
What's more of an insult, putting a rookie in there that's completely unprepared for this type of scenario, or putting in a guy, a veteran that knows how to manage the pressure of it?
Yeah, but that rookie has been taking essentially NFL reps.
Yeah, but life's not fair. That's what I would tell that. That is honestly, from a coach's perspective, what I would tell that guy.
And that's
because life is not fair. There are going to be times when you work so hard, and then guess what? They're like, "Nah, dog, it's not you. It's Phillip Rivers."
So
that's just reality.
The only comparison that athletically that I can make to this, because I look at this and I'm like, I don't understand football enough to actually tell you can he perform, but this is the only comparison I could think of, is that with like if you told me, hey, can you prepare EJ in like 2 weeks to run a half marathon in under 3 hours, right? I'd say no. It's impossible. Yeah. Now, that's different. That's cardio endurance and stuff.
Yeah.
And like
also, EJ, and no offense to him, he is one of my favorite people. He's not in good shape. And that's not me
but
dissing
it's too long.
him.
It's been too long.
He even says he comes in here, he's eating chicken fries from Burger King. It's like, that is not Phillip Rivers. I do not think Phillip Rivers is eating fast food every day in his job.
Yeah, but then I guess the correct comparison is like, could you prepare a former marathon runner who's taking a 5-year break but still kind of works out? Could you prepare him to run a sub-3
yes.
like half marathon? And then I'm like, yes.
I think you could. Okay, do you
but
want
that's a different, but could you make him podium? That's a no. So I don't know.
I did you a favor.
Yeah.
I know you love this.
Yeah.
I had ChatGPT. Before we even did all this, I had it run the percentages. I put in there, Phillip Rivers based on the season and everything. And I said, because you can force it to do certain things. And I'm like, okay, give me your real world percentages of probability that he either kills it or does bad. No exceptions. Use all the data you have. Use his old data. Use the data of what he weighs and what he's been doing for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And use all of that and give me some real world percentages, no exceptions. Percentages, okay. What do you think the percentage chance of he surprises people and is, quote, good enough? It gave me a specific percentage on that.
Okay, I think there's a high percentage that he surprises people, because I think immediately you want to go with he's going to get killed. And it's always a gray, right? It's never extremes for the most part.
Look, I'm just going to tell you what ChatGPT told me.
I'm saying there's a...
Because I think he can do it.
There's a 40% chance that he does well.
Okay, ChatGPT says 28% chance he surprises people and does good enough.
Okay.
What do you think it quotes it as this. What do you think the chance he looks like a 44-year-old retired dad trying to keep a ship afloat? What do you think that percentage is at? You know it because I told you 72%.
Okay, yeah.
ChatGPT is saying it is a 72% chance that he goes out there and just, not the story we wanted.
Now, I'm thinking doing well to me is just covering the spread or even giving themselves a slight chance of winning, because that's doing well for a 44-year-old guy who hasn't played in 5 years. Like winning the game, that may be a 5% chance, which is which gives me a edge if I'm just betting Seahawks money line.
That's true.
Like,
that is
should
true.
I just?
Because that is I see what you're saying.
Like, because I could bet you could bet $10,000 on the money line in NFL sides. Like, you could bet real money, like big time money. So especially in Vegas, and like if you go inside, but with all my books, like sides, they let you bet big.
Yeah, the 22% is him winning, and then it's arguing with me. It's basing it on this. It's funny because it doesn't like my take. It says he hasn't played since 2020. He's 44 years old. His reaction time and pocket movement is terrible. He has no real chemistry with any players. His playbook familiarity is terrible. The defense will stack the box and force him to beat them through the air. There's no way he can. Colts are injury battered, especially at QB. Teams will aggressively blitz him and shut him down. Do you agree with that?
So, yes, because, of course, that's what
that's the game plan.
So the Seahawks are minus 1,100 on their money line. So you got to bet $1,100 to win $100.
That's pretty sizable, right?
So you'd have to bet essentially, $11,000 to bet $1,000. So hey, like that's.
I'm not willing to do that.
The math tells you.
Yeah.
So you bet $100,000 to win $10,000 essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the risk you'd have to take. But is it worth just draining your account to bet the money line because it's a guaranteed win? I think it may be. Like is there any like a 5% chance that Phillip Rivers?
I'm normally one of these guys. I'm just saying what I want to happen is for him to win. But I have a tendency, when you look at all the stats and everything, it typically, this isn't looking as good as I maybe at first
bet
thought.
on the Colts money line is plus 650. God, they're robbing you there.
They really are.
What the hell?
Yeah, you're lose on that. I mean, that is not, don't do any of that.
What are you doing, Hard Rock? You're robbing us. You got minus 1,100 and plus 650.
Plus 650.
You got to make it plus 800 at least, plus 850. Jesus. Anyway, but so that
complaining about gambling with Tom.
Regardless. God, it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, I'm excited.
If he gets on the field and he plays, Old Man Rivers rides once again.
One more time.
In a horrible environment.
The worst environment.
Where the Seahawks, they're going to be loud. But
if the offset chance that there is a God and fairies and
I think he's a super religious guy.
And everything is, if he does, he is. If he does
10
believe
kids,
in
grandpa.
that big guy up there, then maybe the big guy will shine down on football grandpa one more time.
He also represents all the fat dads out there, NFL fat dads that believe they still got it like one more time.
Oh,
like,
the number of fat
dads.
Al
Bundy.
The number of, if he wins.
This is Al Bundy.
Here's a stat that ChatGPT can't even tell you, but I can tell you. If he wins, which is very improbable, but if he does, the number of fat dads that will black out, it'll be endless. Look, there'll be men dying because they're so proud of him. They're like, and they'll just drink the rest of their beer. Black out. You want to do a couple voicemails?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do a couple, and then we'll get out of here. This one made me laugh. A couple of weeks ago, I was talking about like fun things I did as a child that didn't involve screens. One of them being that I would go to the bookshelf and pull down the World Book Encyclopedia.
Okay.
You remember me talking about that?
Yeah.
Here's a gentleman.
Message for ACT, Tom and Dan. This is Barry up in South Georgia. Love the show, and I'm listening to the one episode where you had the Killer Bees on there talking about the letter H in the World Book Encyclopedias, and as soon as they mentioned encyclopedias, that's the one I thought of, that letter H that had the human body with all the different clear layers. You had started off with the bones and the nerves and the muscles and the organs and the skin and all like that, but as soon as you said World Book Encyclopedia, that's what I thought back to, was that the letter H one. Have a good one.
That's my guy, South Georgia Barry. South Georgia Barry and I are exactly alike. I look like South Georgia Barry.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm Dan. But I want to sound like that. And he, too, had the addiction to the World Book Encyclopedia, the human body. It had these different clear layers that you could lift up. So you could be like, put your spleen on, take your spleen off. Put your spleen on, take your spleen off. It was super fun, man.
God, man, the lack of availability to us growing up of entertainment
made us creative. I think it. Is
there going to be a creative drought in 25 years when our kids are adults?
It'll be a different type of creativity. I don't like to say creative drought, but it won't be what we had. There you could make some arguments that I learned how to play music because I was bored. I learned how to do certain things because I was bored, because it's all I had, you know?
And during the creative drought, they're like, AI will take over. They'll be creative for us.
See, I have a problem with that now. Like, even when I send somebody like some stupid, I'll do like something silly for, using AI, and then people are like, oh, you did a great job of that. I'm like, I don't know what I did. I just typed in my...
Well, it was easier than doing it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the, no one will do it the old-fashioned way. Because
you're reminding me of my first impression as a young boy was of John Houseman, who used to do the ads for Smith Barney. And he'd say, Smith Barney, we make money the old-fashioned way. We earn it. That was my impression. And my mom and dad, they'd be having a dinner party or have the church over or something. They'd be like, Dan Lay, get in here, do your Smith Barney impression for the preacher. And I'd come in there, and I had my little outfit on, and I'd be like, Smith Barney, we make money the old-fashioned way. We earn it. And then everybody would applaud. Much like, back in the day, you'd have like Mozart would have his, somebody come over and play piano in the parlor, and that's all you had to do. Yeah, that's how we entertained each other, doing impressions.
I heard it described as back before computers, there used to be like warehouses filled with people just with like manual calculators, just calculating things for businesses. Yeah. For businesses and stuff like that. And it was just like, mostly women like in a warehouse with a manual calculator and then going from one sheet to the other, manually entering the thing. Yeah. And all those people were put out of a job, obviously, when the computer was able to do all this.
I'll take it from here.
So, I guess people will, evolve to something different. But I guess no one's going to write music in the future by learning guitar and learning piano and then
they will. There will be some people that do.
It's going to be hard to compete with the
But maybe you aren't.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like to say there will be nobody using it's just not going to do that. In fact, Suno is trying to position themselves, and Suno is the company that I use to use AI music. They're trying to position themselves, kind of what I've been saying. They've been using these ads on my algorithm where they'll show a musician, and then they frame it. They're like, write an idea, and then he plays a little guitar lick, and they're load it into Suno. That way,
it's a tool.
It takes some heat off of the fact that they are actively stealing music from the internet, because they are.
No, I know. I guess it gives the ability, now I have the ability to write a song.
Yeah, totally.
Daniel will have to show me.
But you always did.
Yeah, but before I need a lot of education.
Have some help.
I would need to learn how to write music. I would learn how to record. I need to learn guitar and piano. Would be an astronomical amount of work.
But that's if you want to do every piece, right?
Yeah.
See, my only argument to that would be that
I'd have to find a musician to work with.
Right.
Where now I could tell Suno, play this part. I could go back to a one-minute company.
I have that music, yeah.
But it was then Suno will write that, and before I'd have to work with another human guitarist, and he'd have to be like this, and I'm like, nah, like this. And I'm just basically saying my song into the Suno, and Suno's.
But it does dumb it down.
Yeah. It makes it easy.
It makes it easier. It's not as precise. And
then that's what easy is less valuable, right?
Yeah.
And that's
pretty much
every song that you make now through AI is less valuable than the ones you made not using AI.
The valued stuff that I do, it has, and I can't say that it hasn't. Let's do just real quick one voicemail, and then we'll get out of here. I like this voicemail.
Hey guys, I was just listening to the ACT about the TVs, and I think the resolution thing is something where the resolution's so good that from a 70-inch to a 100-inch, in order to maintain the 4K resolution, you have to bump up to 8K. So the new higher resolutions at a smaller size, like a 75-inch 4K versus an 8K, you're not going to notice the difference because the screen's the same size. You're not going to notice that much of a difference, but in order to maintain that same crisp resolution at a higher size, they have to up the resolution. So I think we've gotten to the point now where the higher resolutions isn't going to make the picture any sharper. It's just going to let the screens get bigger and bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good voicemail. Right. He kind of simply
explains
one of the issues we had when we were talking about scaling up your TV and stuff like that. So, I think that my wife heard that show and said no way, and it made me sad.
Oh, the 100.
Yeah, I want a big hundo. She said no way. This is not happening.
Well, you can do whatever you want. You can just buy it and then bring it home. And then say this is what I wanted. It's only $1,000. You got it somewhere.
Yeah, but I want to get a good one. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I gotta wait till the technology gets cheaper.
Yeah. But by that, everybody. Then I'm gonna have one.
Then you'll have a 200.
I'm gonna shove it in your face as soon as I
will.
get one. I'm gonna take a picture next to it.
Are you gonna get one this Christmas? I need to know so I know like how to compete.
You know what?
Are you thinking
has
about
stopped
it?
me is they came out and we talked about this, that new scooter that has like a one wheel. Yeah.
And then somebody else sent it to you, and that's what moved the needle. He sent it to me too. He's like, look what I sent Tom.
Turkey leg.
I sent this to him like 3 weeks ago, but you don't look at any of my texts.
And
because you
well, I thought it was a normal electric scooter.
You assume anything I send you is garbage. It's the one wheel scooter.
And it's got a wheelie mode.
It's called like Antic or Attic or Antic.
Antic. And it's got a wheelie mode where you put on wheelie mode, and then it'll self-balance a wheelie for you.
You don't even need to use the core of your body. You can be a big fat slob and wheelie it down the road.
Yeah, by the way, this is something I never foresaw coming.
It's the big fat slob wheelie mobile.
And you don't need any talent anymore to wheelie. It wheelie modes for you, and you just sit on it
the whole way.
And you're wheeling down the street, and it's just a wheelie mode. I'm like, what?
And you can wheel
I've always wanted to do wheelie, but I'm too lazy to learn.
And I know what you're thinking. It's like do a wheelie. Oh, you got to be going fast. No, in wheelie mode, it can wheelie you 400 pounds at 1 mile an hour.
Because it's like a one wheel. Essentially,
it is a one wheel with just a wheel in the front.
Yeah. And so you're just sitting on it. I'm like, oh yeah. And
it's a lazy one wheel.
It's $2,100. It's cheaper than the goddamn one wheel.
I almost
Oh, I'm getting one. Oh God, I'm
getting
one.
Get three. Get four. Get one for me. I'll ride with you guys.
All right.
We'll start a gang.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Good job, buddy.
That was good.
Really good. All right.
And that's it. That's
lunch.
Thursday 1 and 2.
We're at lunch. And 3 and 4.
And then 3 and 4.
All right. ACT. Thursday. 12. 11:25. Raw audio. Create. ACT. Thursday. 1 and 2. Raw. 44. 12, 11:25, 44 men's, 16, shit, split. Got it. All right, guys, we're going to go eat, have a wonderful lunch, and we will see you guys